you can't talk about exponentials and not mention the number e. So if you are not familiar with e, let's get familiar with e. Okay, e is another irrational number, just like we know the irrational number of pi. Pi is about 3.14. But if you put in pi actually into your calculator, which is right here above the caret key, so I'm going to go second caret to get pi. This number actually goes forever. It only stores in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 decimals, but this number never really stops. It keeps going forever. E is exactly the same way. And so here's your definition of what the letter or the number E is. I only really put this in your notes because it's one of your homework questions. It says the number E is defined as the number that the expression, this right here, approaches as n goes to infinity. And in calculus, it is expressed using limit notation as this right here. So E is the limit as n approaches infinity of this equation here, or this expression. This really isn't that important, okay? But the number E here, I'm also going to let you know, is a natural base, again, for your homework. But let's figure out how to find E, and more importantly, how to put it in our calculator, right? So we have pi right here above my, my caret key, and above the division. No, we're not using that E. Just kidding. Not this one. Above your natural log button, which you'll understand more why these two are connected. But above your natural log button, you have your e to the x. So here we're needing to approximate each number using a calculator, round to 4 decimals. If you just have e, that means that this is the same as e to the first. So what is e about? So let's go second ln, and then you get e, and so because it's just e, that means it's e to the first. And so here is e. We're rounding to 4 decimal places. So this is about 2.7183. A lot of times, though, we'll say that e is about 2.72, right? Just like we round pi to 3.14, we'll kind of round this without all these decimals that, again, never end, to 2.72. So this is another irrational number that you want to get familiar with. And then this is just calculator work, right? So here we have e to the -7. We'll get the 7th root of e. So for this calculator, if you have this plus addition, you will need to put in the index first. So I will put in 7, then I will go math, and I'll go to here to 5. So if it's the square root, you're using this button here, right? If it's the cubic root, you have a specific button for it. But if it's anything else, you put in the index first, then you go over here to 5, and it makes that number, whatever you put in first, the index. So we'll put in e to the first again, and then e square root 7. Okay, and by the way, if you have the skinnier, the more digital version, then you can go just right in there the same way and just click on this. And when you click on this, you're going to have a little box to enter in whatever index you want. Okay, so I should have brought that calculator with me so I could show it in this video, and I did not, so I apologize. But if you don't have this calculator, just go straight into math number 5, and it's going to give you a box right here to put in whatever index you want. But if you have this one, you have to enter in whatever index first, and then you go into math, and whatever number you put in is what they're going to put as the index. So And then lastly, e to the negative, or e to the square root 7. So e and then square root 7. So put those values in there. I'm not going to write those down. And so now let's do a problem containing e. It says the model for the number n of people in a college community who have heard a certain rumor is n equals p times 1 minus e to the negative 0.15d, where p is the total population and d is the number of days that have elapsed since the rumor began. In a community of 1,000 students, so that's my p, how many students will have heard a rumor after 3 days, which is my d? We have n equals 1,000, 1 minus e to the negative 0.15 times 3. So this is calculator work. 1,000, 1 minus e to the negative 0.15 times 3. And we get about, we're talking about students again, so I'm not going to have 0.4 students. It's going to be about 362 students.